about this bike for a little bit. So, built this myself, mostly. My father helped me a little bit, not a little bit, pretty much with all the fabrication, the metal work, welding and stuff. I kind of just been putting it together when we get the parts done. The project started because I needed the bike that I could haul some stuff in, my kids and groceries and stuff like that. And I just got sick and tired of hooking up a trailer to my bike, and this is it. This is truly it. I mean, I'm very happy with this thing. Of course it could be better, but I'm so happy that I built it myself, and I've got all the main problems solved. And yeah, I'm so happy with it. So basically this was already built frame with some old bicycle parts, so it had like these weird pedals that were welded on, so I basically had to grind them out. Bottom bracket is weird, nothing new fits in it, and just had to come up with a plan. So this crank set is from BMX. It has like 19mm axle, through axle on it, and some weird bearings in it, and I got it to work like that. And it has also BMX front sprocket and 7-speed threaded Shimano set on the motor, and then there's a sprocket on the brake side. You just run a chain to the back. We'll take a look at that in a moment. There's all the electronics on the bottom, so there's the controller tucked away beneath all that, all the frames, and boxes where I route all my cables to the controller and to the frame, and feed all the power to these things. Here's basically junction box that all the light cables and relays and DC-DC 12-volt conversion box goes into, and in that way I've been able to run 12-volt lights and relays and stuff like that. So that made my life way easier. Have lights all around, batteries on the table there, so I can't power it on right now. But it has front lights, the light bars on the sides there. They are like LED daylights, and they work as a turning signals also. So same one for the back. So this is the battery pack. I have the battery plug right there, and this is sealed, so no water and dirt is gonna go inside here. I have these two switches here. One switch cuts the series connection between the two battery packs, and the one is just as a fuse. Something happens, it will pop the fuse. And the battery is constructed from this type of batteries. This is a little bit puff, so I removed it. It has 8 of these, 4 in parallel and 2 packs in series. 50.5 volts and 20 amp hours. It's not enough. This is the charging port. The main power goes in here. I'm just using the 4 connections here because I only have 2 parallel packs, and I had 3 earlier when this was in that bike, so that's why it has 3 of these. So basically when I put it to my charger, it will feed power to all of these. I can charge 3 6S packs at the same time with this lead, but now it uses just the 2. Same thing here. It has balance leads in here. So first 7 is for the first 6S pack, and next 7 is for the second one, and there's also a possibility to do the third one, but it's not hooked up right now. I can charge 3 6S packs with these leads on a single RC car charger. Take a look at the charger. It's right here. I have the power supply, 40 amps, 12 volts. Goes into this Eternity Hobby King 400 watt mega. So this is able to supply plenty of power to these batteries. So here are my charge leads. As I was talking about, this thing supplies power to 3 batteries at the same time, so 6S, and also this one does the same. Is connected so it can charge 3 of the batteries at the same time. It's a piece of cake to put in, and has been working very nicely. There's one problem with it. If you forget to flip the switches here and stick it in the charger, it becomes a bomb. So you're gonna burn yourself, burn your house, or whatever it's in. So that's the one and only bad side of this. So you really need to know what you're doing with it. Unless you don't, you're gonna hurt yourself. This is only for my use, so I'm not gonna give this to anyone else to charge or use. I'm gonna put it on right now. There we go. Flip both of those up and the series now, and also the fuse for the main power is on. It's done, just like that. So pop it on the bike. Put you guys right there. And power lead is gonna go up there. Put it in, and it's done. I'm gonna fasten it with this thing. I'm gonna figure out something else in the future, but thinking about replacing the battery anyways, so I haven't really thought about doing anything permanent yet. But anyways, so now it works. You turn the power on, lights are on now, lights are off. Let's have a look at them. There you go. Those are the running lights. Pretty bright LEDs. Also has blinkers, so people know where I'm going. Also, that's my high beam. It's pretty bright. Not as bright as it could be, but it's enough for a bicycle. I don't think it needs to be any brighter. I can live with that. Also in the back, same kind of LED strips. Looks cool, doesn't it? And also the blinkers. Yeah, I like it. I'm really proud of it. So this is basically a universal for motorcycle or moped handlebar controls. Thinking about adding a mirror on it. Haven't really done it yet, but whatever. Someday. Flip that. Lights go out. Lights won't come on. Not even the high beams, but the blinkers work. So I can run them daytime without using the main lights, so I can preserve some battery. The controller's on also now. Flip this on and boom, go. This had a twist throttle before, but I had to get rid of that because I put this shifter here. So it had a twist throttle with the key in it, so I have to replace it with this one. and that's the reason why I have the key in the back right now. This box contains basically the 12-volt converter, so it's converting the 48, 50 volts, 60 to 84, I think. It can convert to 12 volts. It gives me about 20 amps, if I remember correctly. For that box, we can take a look at it someday if you guys interested. So the batteries there and the motors there and controllers pretty much here, under here. Also, if we look at the bed, it's connected with 4 bolts. Take those out and unplug this thing. And there's also the alarm siren on the bottom of the bed. So it needs to be plugged up, and then I can just lift out the bed and do some maintenance or something like that. So the brakes, the lever on the handlebar, right there. This is a motorcycle hydraulic brake. Brake lever, it comes down to the frame. I have a T in here, right there. This one, it tees out to both sides. It has the brakes on each wheel. Let's see if I can show you guys a little bit better what's going on here. So each side has brakes, hydraulic brakes right there. On that side too, there's just this custom-made differential thing. So the chain comes from the motor's brake side to the rear, and it has kind of a differential, but when you have the power on and you pedal, both of the rear wheels will turn and supply the power. And when you're not pedaling and using the motor, then it just both of the tires can turn independently. So the turning radius is very small without power. And of course, when you pedal and use the motor, it's gonna get the rear diff. It's locked then, so it's kind of stiff to turn. But as soon as you let off the throttle, it's frees the diff. Kind of open, but under power, it locks the diff. So there's 2 Shimano 7-speed threaded cassettes there, and they are disassembled. All the sprockets, cogs or whatever you call them, were removed, machined special housing, and used only 2 sprockets, I think, or 2 or 3 sprockets to mount the housings into the frame of the cassette. So the internals of the cassette are there. The axle halves are connected through the keys that you see here. This one is a key to open up or remove the cassette from the threads of the wheel hub. So basically both sides have that, and we just made the axle halves from a straight 20mm axle, and made a square, half-inch square in the end of the shaft, and just rammed it in to the key. So that's the way it's connected. If you have ever removed a cassette, threaded cassette from a bicycle hub, you know what I'm talking about. That's the key that you use with the wrench. We machined this aluminium blocks into the axle, so they are connected to the axle by 2 set screws. There are some grooves made to the axle, and then the set screws are screwed to those slots. So it's been holding up pretty nicely.
and the hub on the wheel is the 20mm through axle. So the axle comes straight through the hub, you see, and there's a bolt on the end of the axle to keep it in place. All this stuff can't come loose. So the tire, the hub, the wheel is just bolted straight through this aluminum hub to the wheel. So that's how the wheel is connected to the axle. In that way we could use bicycle disc brake. I mean, basically the rotor is only from bicycle. The brake itself is a moped hydraulic brake. So that's the way it's done. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty proud of it. A company called Max Pro or something makes a bike, tricycle, arc bikes with the same type of system on them. I saw this thing here in their bike. I was about to buy one, but I didn't have money, so I was thinking about if I could build it myself. So this is my version of it. They have a different kind of a differential on that. I don't know how that works. Same idea, I think. This really turns both times when you pedal and have the assist on, so you really get some traction on winter time and on the ice. So I kind of felt that it's a must thing in winter time, so you can get somewhere. If it was one-wheel drive, as it was when it came to me, it was only this right wheel was turning, and that would have been bad because we have a lot of snow and ice here, so we need both tires to be turning and get up the hills that we have here. Everywhere is a hill, so we need that traction. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you guys have anything you want to know about the bike, let me know. I will post a video about that and go from there, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.